Yeah, so the Texas Monthly Top 50 Barbecue Joint list, it came out in 2021. It was the first time we made it. We're a two-time recognized Top 50 barbecue joint. We were only open for 6 months at that point when it first came out. So it was really an honor, a great opportunity for us, but it also lit the fire under us, and we had to live up to that honor. The list came out again in 2025. Leading up to that, my wife and I were kind of talking about it, and there's so many new barbecue restaurants that open up. It seems like almost on a daily, weekly basis that there's no way that we're going to be on that list again. I just don't see it happening. List came out, boom, we were on the list. So back-to-back, two-time Texas Monthly Top 50. It's a huge honor for us, and like I tell my staff since day one, look, there's a guy with the barbecue freak hat on right there. That's pretty awesome. Hey, nice hat, buddy.
Thank you.
So he's getting his passport stamped right now. That's really cool. Anyways, what I tell our staff is that we don't want to be the best restaurant in Texas, barbecue restaurant in Texas. We want to be the best barbecue restaurant in the world. And not just for bragging rights, but because I believe that we have that much passion and that much dedication to our craft that that's the potential that this concept has. And so I want our guests to be able to have something like that, and I want our staff to be able to have that pride that they take into they put in that product. This is a typical, let's say, not typical tray of barbecue, but something that I would say is typical for Mimsy's. You're not going to just see barbecue on our menu. There's going to be other stuff too. But we'll start with the good stuff. Right in the middle, we have our fatty brisket with some burnt ends. Right next to that is going to be our tea-brined cowboy jerk chicken. This is a chicken is tea-brined for 3 or so days. We smoke it, fry it, and then top it off, brush it with our homemade jerk sauce. Next to that is our St. Louis spare ribs. Those are going to be smoked with a dry rub and finished with a glaze. We have our birria sausage, which is going to be the pepper jack cheese, the actual smoked brisket that's braised down with the chilies, and all that's folded into our sausage mix. We have our smoked turkey breast. That's going to be the same rub that we put on our ribs, just an all-purpose barbecue rub. We smoked that with a little bit of, we finished that with a little bit of melted butter on top. Our mac and cheese with our smoked queso. Our crispy maple Brussels sprouts. Those are going to be fried Brussels sprouts that are tossed in a smoked maple syrup. And then we go into some more of our fun stuff. And this is what we feel like being a barbecue restaurant this day and age, you can't just have barbecue. You have to cater to the whole family. So we have a little bit of everything for everybody. This is a fun sandwich that we really like. It's a smash burger with a buttermilk brined chicken tender on top of it, some ranch dressing, and our homemade pimento cheese. Right next to it is a feature that we're doing today, which is our prime time. That's going to be smoked prime rib that's shaved super thin on the deli slicer, topped off with caramelized onions, white cheddar, some crispy onion strings, and a horseradish mayo. Every Friday we do our fried catfish, really crispy fried cornmeal battered catfish. It's served with French fries, our crunk slaw, and then our homemade tartar and cocktail sauce. Our Caesar salad. So this is something that we just started doing. It's our romaine lettuce. We take our smoked turkey breast and slice it very thin on the deli slicer, and then fold that in with the Parmesan chips, the croutons, the homemade Caesar dressing. It's just delicious. Working our way around, we have our hand-cut fries, our potato salad. Over here we have our sausage jambalaya. It's super delicious. And then 2 orders of our crunk slaw. I always recommend getting the slaw with our chicken and getting the slaw with the fried catfish. It's just the perfect combination. Wade Elkins at Mimsy's Craft Barbecue in Crockett, Texas. Let me show you what we got going on. All right, guys, welcome to the dining room at Mimsy's Craft Barbecue. The first thing we like our guests to do is come over here to the sign-in book and just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. You're gonna notice these 3 roll-up doors, and it's like, okay, that's kind of weird for a restaurant. The reason why is because this was an ice manufacturing warehouse before. My folks had Crockett ice. They would bag ice, palletize it, and store it in the freezer, which is now our walk-in cooler. They would actually back their trucks up in here, load the palletized ice onto the trucks with a forklift, and then distribute that out throughout Houston County and Crockett area. And that's what they did here. So this was a completely different space. None of this wall wasn't here. This was all open. The bathrooms weren't here. Obviously the patio and the glass wasn't installed. This is completely flipped over, renovated into a restaurant space. This wood that you see, all this wood on the walls, none of this was here. This was actually wood that was stored in a building out back that we had to demolish. And this wood is rafters, there's old bleacher boards from the high school. So you can actually go around and follow me, I'll show you. So these were bleacher boards from the high school, from Crockett High School, and there's actually notes, still love notes written on all the boards in high school from, you know, kids riding in high school. So we thought that was pretty neat. All of this plywood that you see on the walls, this was all from the building that we demolished and tore down. So basically we built this place from scratch, sort of like we do our menu. We just kind of use what we had available and turn it into what we needed. The one thing that also ties us to Crockett is my grandfather was a barber, beginning in the early 80s all the way till 2020. Crockett's a small town, about 6,000 residents. And so being a barber in a small town for that long, you meet everybody, know everybody's story, and you're just sort of the centerpiece of the town. So when he retired, we went to the barbershop and we got some of his stuff that was in that barbershop. This is his nameplate that went on his station. This is one of his old cash registers that he had in there. Just kind of really cool stuff to add his memory into our establishment. He's still alive too. He's 87, going to be 88 here in a few weeks. So when you come to Mimsy's, basically you're going to walk in the door. We're going to greet you. You're going to hop in line, order your food, pay for it at the cashier stand. We'll give you a number. You sit wherever you like, grab your drinks, your silverware, and our food runners will bring the food out to you. If you walk in and there's a long line and you don't feel like waiting in line, you can actually walk over to one of our tables, grab a seat, and just scan that QR code right there. It goes straight to the kitchen. You can pay at the table, and we'll bring the food right out to your table. So that's a quick and convenient way that if you're in a rush, especially during lunchtime, you don't have to wait in line if you don't want to. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about our menu. We'll start off with this. We'll start off with our traditional menu that we do every day. We have our appetizers, things that we like to call fun stuff. We're gonna do a loaded mac and cheese, chips and queso. Our cornmeal battered fried green tomatoes are absolutely amazing. We have a sweet chili garlic rib tip. Our firecracker chicken, which is our buttermilk brine chicken that we batter up, fry it, and toss in a firecracker sauce, which is basically like a glaze with sesame oil and toasted chili flakes. Loaded brisket queso, which you saw us making earlier. It's got brisket, sour cream, avocado, queso, served with chips or cracklings, whatever you prefer. Going into our smoked meats, we keep it pretty traditional, but with a little bit of international influence. We have our good stock brisket, our smoked turkey breasts, our St. Louis pork ribs. All that is basically very traditional stuff. Then we get into our smoked jerk chicken. It's probably one of the most flavorful chickens you're gonna have. We brine it for at least 3 days, but typically longer than that. Then we smoke it. And when it comes off the smoker, we're gonna drop that in the fryer to crisp up that skin and get a nice caramelization on that skin. And then before we send it out to the table, we have a jerk sauce that we make that has a bunch of different ingredients: garlic, chilies, cilantro, vinegar, oil, and it just makes a really nice sauce to rub on that crispy chicken skin. Send that out to the table, and it's a winner every time. Then we have our birria brisket sausage. That's going to be actual smoked brisket that we cube up and braise down with chilies, onions, garlic, and then we grind that up and fold that into our brisket, our ground brisket trim to make our sausage link, and it's got some pepper jack cheese in there to kind of tie it all off. To keep it simple, you can order by the pound, a la carte, or you can do a plate. So we have our 1 meat, 2 meat, 3 meat plates that come with 2 sides. You can obviously build that plate however you want. Our sides: crunk slaw, black beans, maple sprouts, potato salad, french fries, crispy onions, barbecue cracklings. These are all things that that complement other things on the menu. So obviously you're going to want the crunk slaw when you're eating the jerk chicken, because that jerk chicken is going to be nice and spicy and you want something to cool that down. French fries, mac and cheese, potato salad, those are all classic traditional barbecue sides, so we just had to have those. Something that we surprise everybody with is our crispy maple sprouts. Those are going to be Brussels sprouts that we quarter up, we flash fry them and then toss them in a smoked maple syrup. I can't tell you how many times people have came in and they see the Brussels sprouts and they're like, oh, I don't like Brussels sprouts. And you're like, we're about to change your outlook on Brussels sprouts today. So the Brussels sprouts are amazing. Kids menu: a cheese quesadilla, a chicken tender, or a grilled cheese, and the grilled cheese is on us. We are a family-owned operation. We have 3 daughters, 12, 10, and 3, and so we thought it was a nice gesture and a genuine, heartfelt gesture for us to buy the grilled cheese for the kids when they come in. Let's see, we have our Friday night features: fried catfish. We have our ribeye, which is amazing, 16-ounce char-grilled ribeye. Our shrimp and grits, it's absolutely amazing. And then the catfish jambalaya, you can do it blackened or fried. Comes with a crawfish etouffee on top and served with our sausage jambalaya. That's our menu that we have available every day, and then our Friday night menu. And typically, for 3 to 4 services a week, we'll do features. So if you come right over here, our feature for today is going to be our prime time. It's a smoked prime rib that we shave down really thin. It's got caramelized onions, crispy fried onions, really delicious horseradish mayo, sliced white cheddar, and that's on our house-made potato bun. It's basically like a French dip-ish type sandwich. And then we have our smoked turkey Caesar salad. It's a smoked turkey breast that we shave really thin on the deli slicer, and then mix that with our romaine, Parmesan cheese, croutons, and our homemade Caesar dressing. I'm a huge fan of Caesar salad. I love it. I've always loved it. And so I had to have it on the menu. So we have an order coming out right now. It's going to be a 1 meat, 2 sides with coleslaw, potato salad. Our coleslaw, we call it crunk slaw. It's going to be our coleslaw with a sweet and tangy Carolina sauce and our crispy fried onions on top. It's going to be for number 8. Oh, and we were talking about my grandpa earlier was a barber. This is his barber pole right here. It's a pretty amazing piece of history. It's for Crockett and for his career. Pretty nice. All right, follow me.
Good. What can we get for you?
Yep.
Ranch.
So you can tell by looking around, we have quite a large restaurant. We have an occupancy of 130 inside seating, and then we have about 10 to 12 patio tables outside where we could probably, almost double that. When the weather's good, it's great to sit outside. We have a covered patio, and then we have some tables with some umbrellas. A new feature that we just added is our play area also. There's nowhere in Crockett where there's a restaurant that has an outside play area where parents can come, sit down, and let their kids play in a safe area and not have to worry about them, disrupting the restaurant or other guests. We have kids, we understand when we go to a restaurant or a place that has outside seating with the play area, it's like a magnet. It draws us right to it. So we wanted to provide that for our guests as well. We have our white and red Mimsy's brisket shirts. We're going to kind of age ourselves right here, but Black Sheep is a movie with Chris Farley and David Spade. And one of the things that they say is every vote counts in that movie, Mike Donnelly. So we were kind of doing a play on that. We thought it was funny. This is another shirt that I designed. It's just got the skull because we like tattoos and stuff like that. So it's just sort of a play on our personality. And then we put our area code on there, or zip code. Again, we have some of our seasonings over here. You can order those online. We'll ship them out to you, or you can come in and pay for them at the counter and take them home with you. Just some more map of Texas, some old posters and stuff from some of our Texas monthly events. Just some stuff that we got hanging up as we go. This is a license plate from a buddy of ours mailed this to us. Will Buckman over at Corkscrew Barbecue was doing something and ran across these license plates, and he's like, man, I just had to send those to you. So thank you, Will. There they are. So being a barbecue restaurant, we wanted to have easy access to somewhere where you can wash your hands. So we have a hand washing station outside of the restroom, so you don't have to go into the restroom to wash your hands. We thought that was a pretty unique and convenient feature for our guests. Coming over here to our display wall, we have some write-ups on Kathy from the Houston Chronicle when she was an executive chef at Harold's in the Heights. We have our Best of Houston County Best Restaurant, Mimsy's Craft Barbecue. We're very honored and grateful for that award. Then going down our wall of guitars, as you see, we do live music. This is a guitar that was signed and donated by Jeffrey Bankston. He's a local country music singer. Then we have a Faith Hill and Tim McGraw signed guitar. This was a guitar that we won at an auction for a fundraiser in town. Moving on down, we have a Merle Haggard signed guitar. This was something that we had the opportunity to pick up, and it's Merle Haggard, so you got to have it. Our Red Dirt Barbecue Festival. This is signed by the local artists that were at that. So it's Parker McCollum, Jason Boland, Josh Abbott, Randall King, Chris Colston. It's the 2021 Red Dirt Barbecue Festival. We were a participant in that. They hooked us up with a guitar. We have Mustang Red. This is Brent Price and Emily Carden. They are local brother and sister that have this band Mustang Red. Brent is an amazing guitar player. He built this oil can guitar and donated it to us to display, and we're super grateful for that. His sister Emily is her lead singer. She's amazing. I mean, incredible voice. Kevin Costner signed guitar. So Kevin Costner's country music band came and did a show in Crockett. They auctioned off a guitar for the fundraiser they were supporting, and we bought it. So it went on the wall. Next is Mo Bandy. They're a country music band that my stepfather really enjoys, so whenever we had the opportunity to get that one, we picked it up. We have our Troubadour. No, I'm sorry. This is our Texas BBQ Top 25 list. This is a list that came out by Derek. I can't remember. Stelsey? Derek Stelsey, I believe is his name. He came out with the top 25 barbecue list in 2022. We were featured high up on that list, and this is the guitar that he did for that. The next one is going to be our Troubadour. This is signed by all the pitmasters that were at that Troubadour Festival, so that means a lot to us. Gary Allen was one of the headliners, and he signed a photograph for us. Yeah, that's basically it on the wall. Follow me. So as you can see in the restaurant, we have a lot of rustic wood. These are some animals that were hunted off local properties. This is a white-tailed deer right here that I got last season. Mounted it myself. In Crockett, it's a lot of outdoor community stuff. We do hunting, fishing, so anything that we could do to kind of tie that sportsmanship and outdoorsmanship into our restaurant, we wanted to make sure that we did that. This is my uncle right here. He's a Texas Ranger. He is a Mims. This restaurant is named Mimsy's after my great-grandmother. She moved here in the 50s, and she was known as Mimsy. So we wanted to connect our family to our business. So that's where Mimsy's came from. This is sort of our, kind of just like a chill spot. You see all the cows. there's a lot of farming and ranching in Houston County, so we wanted to make sure that we represented that. We have a bunch of our cookbooks and stuff over here. Not your normal barbecue cookbooks, but you see we take a lot of notes, and we're always working on stuff to up our game, try something new. We do have one of our local state representatives that comes in. This is a Rising Star recognition from Trent Ashby, the state representative, so we're proud of that. As you see over here, we have sort of a little market area. This would be like a retail area, I guess you could say. This is one of our seasonings that we do. It's called steak night. This is what we cure our steaks with. We do a 24-hour dry rub cure with this seasoning on our steaks, and then before they hit the grill, we do salt, pepper, and olive oil and char them up real nice. Over here is our cowboy jerk seasoning. This is a jerk-inspired, Caribbean jerk-inspired seasoning. It goes on our cowboy jerk chicken, which we smoke and fry. I was talking about earlier, this is our playground that I was telling you about. This is a super convenient area for our guests to come in and allow their children to be in a safe area and play while the parents enjoy themselves and eat dinner. We're really happy about this. We've only had this for about 3 weeks, and something we've always wanted, and glad we finally got to do it. So yeah, let me tell you about a typical day at Mimsy's. So get here about 5 a.m. We're going to start off with all of our smalls, and what I mean by smalls is that's going to be our ribs, our turkey breasts, and our chicken. Those are going to be the things that we can put on the pit that morning and finish them for service that day. Our bigs, which right now is only brisket, we put that on after we get our smalls on, and we smoke those throughout the day for service the next day. So we don't have a very large pit crew. It's just me and my wife. So we're not here smoking brisket overnight. It just doesn't make sense for our family style, our lifestyle, our restaurant, and our crew. So we smoke briskets the day before for the next day. Hold them in the warmer overnight, and they turn out great. So right now we're slicing up some brisket for our loaded brisket queso. Sour cream, avocado, chopped brisket with our smoked queso and fried tortilla chips. Every Friday night we do a steak night from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. We get our whole USDA choice ribeye rolls in, and we cut them down into about 16-ounce steaks. Hit them with our steak night seasoning and let them cure. And then before we grill them up, hit them with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. But I'm going to cut a few of these steaks for y'all right now. Get these going. We'll use that for our grind later on. Render that down into tallow. Basically what we're doing here is we're trimming up this whole roll, so whenever we cut our steaks, we'll have some nice uniform fat cap on these steaks. This is the chuck end of the ribeye, which means you have a bigger spinalis right here. The best end of the ribeye is the chuck end. And you can see as you get down towards the strip end, that spinalis is going to start getting thinner and thinner and thinner. Still a good steak though. This last bit right here will go in our grind. But yeah, we have our Mimsy's Craft Barbecue Steak Night seasoning. We let these cure on our steaks for at least 4 hours, but we typically like to put it on there the day before and let it cure overnight. A little bit of brown sugar in there, a lot of smoked paprika, garlic, onion, salt, pepper. And this really adds a lot of flavor to the steak and allows it to get a nice caramelization, Maillard reaction on it. It's just a basic potato bun recipe with our toasted sesame seeds on top. Our homemade potato chips, we did have these on the menu every day for a while. We took them off just because we had a lot of other stuff going on that was new, but we have a catering order this weekend that's going to have these barbecue chips. Homemade, hand-sliced Kennebec potatoes. We deep fry in our fryers that have some beef tallow in there as well. And those are tossed in our steak night seasoning. Brussels sprouts. Hey Marissa, let me see those Brussels sprouts real quick. These are our crispy fried Brussels sprouts. Drop those in the deep fryer, get them nice and crunchy, and then toss them in a smoked maple syrup. Got some fried catfish. Our fried catfish is the best fried catfish you've ever had in your life. Comes with French fries and our crunk slaw. We serve it with cocktail and tartar sauce.
Sí. Voy a poner otro pescado.
My wife, Kathy's the executive chef. She leads the kitchen. She's the one mainly on the block and working with our staff to get all the orders out. Yep. Let's see what they're working on over here.
Okay.
Every Friday we do fried catfish. It's something that we started doing during Lent, and it just became so popular that we carried it on. And like I said, it's probably some of the best fried catfish you've ever had. It's really, really good. This is a chicken tender. It's going to be on a sandwich. We do a burger called a Ranch House burger. It's a smash burger with pimento cheese, a burger patty, a chicken tender, and ranch dressing. It's sort of a fun take on a club sandwich. So you have your chicken and lettuce and all that stuff, but we do it our style. Oh yeah, so we have our Ranch House. We talked about that earlier, but I'll go over it again. It's our homemade pimento cheese, a ground brisket patty. We take off our brisket trim and make an 80-20 grind out of that. Do it smash burger style with a buttermilk brine fried chicken tender on there. It's an amazing sandwich. It's really, really good. What's next?
What's that, fries?
Yep, our fries. So our fries are very popular. They're probably our most popular side. It's like a 2.5, 3 day process to make our French fries. So we hand cut all of our fries. We store them in a big 50-gallon bin to let them soak in cold water overnight. The next day we par fry those at a lower temp to get them nice and soft. We'll take them all out, put them on a sheet tray, let them cool down, and then portion them out and then fry them again to order. So you're getting a double fried hand cut French fry. A lot of our beef trim is turned into beef tallow. We render that beef tallow down and then we'll supplement our fryers with beef tallow. So it's a mixture of our frying oil with beef tallow to bring those up to a level.
¿Dónde lo tienes, Captain?
Right here is our mac and cheese. We make our mac and cheese to order just so it's consistent and it's the same at every time. We have our elbow noodles, our jumbo elbow noodles in there, some white cheddar, and then our smoked queso goes on top.
Oh, es este. Okay.
It's our primetime sandwich. It's a shaved ribeye. It's gonna have the horseradish mayo, the caramelized onions, white cheddar, and crispy onion strings. Cold front coming in. Dog days of summer are going away. Just want to say thank you so much for Kevin's Barbecue Joints coming out here and checking out Mimsy's Craft Barbecue with me and my wife, who's back here diligently working as always. Again, we're at 1979 South 5th Street, Crockett, Texas, out here in historic Houston County. We're in the deep East Texas piney woods. It's a great spot just to come and visit, and the food's really good also. All right, let's do a sticker slap with Kevin's Barbecue Joints. We're going to add it to our warmer that has all of our stickers on it. Boom.